Hello, this is Invector and welcome to my newest Hearts of Iron 4 video. In today's video, we will talk about MIOs, the military industrial organizations. I will only compare noteworthy MIOs, which are for medium tanks, heavy tanks, and also small fighters and small CAS. Everything else I will not discuss in this video, as they are niche cases and have no place in single player meta. I am not a multiplayer enjoyer, so I wouldn't assume what is used in multiplayer games, but this video will cover only these 4 kinds of equipment. The Excel sheets that I have prepared will be linked in the description so that everyone can use them. I prepared these Excel sheets myself by hand, but feel free to use them in any way, and if possible, give me a shout out whenever you use them. MIOs are good mainly for 2 things: producing things faster or producing better things. I didn't take all the MIOs of all nations in the world, I only took the ones that are significant countries with national focus trees. I will not talk about specific countries and their specific focuses that grant funds and such for some MIOs. Don't forget that Hearts of Iron 4 is a constantly developing game with further updates, so this list might not be irrelevant if you are watching it from the future, so make sure you check the values before committing yourself to them. Now without further ado, let's get into the details. So what are MIOs? MIOs are country-specific organizations that can be used to research new techs faster and produce the related equipment with their traits. MIOs provide production and quality bonuses to certain equipment. Some countries have some MIOs available and some countries do not. This is not changeable, and some MIOs come locked at the start of the game and get unlocked with national focuses. When you are researching something that is related to an MIO, an icon will appear on the research which will enable you to use political power to improve that MIO. This will also reduce the research time. In addition to this, producing using an MIO will also improve the MIO, though slower compared to research, but without political power cost. In conclusion, if you are not starved of political power, you should use some of it with your research. This will be beneficial in the long run, even if you don't plan on upgrading an MIO all the way. Just getting 1 or 2 upgrades could be enough to make a significant difference, but I do suggest improving them all the way. This Excel sheet shows all the countries and their tank, plane and equipment designers. So this is basically a list of all the tanks, planes and equipment of all the nations that are significant. So when it comes to heavy tanks, my conclusion is that multi-rung tank designer is the best tank designer for heavy tanks. So how I got to that conclusion is my calculation here. So I'm going to explain you the calculation that I made. So B2 times 10 is breakthrough, C2 times 5 is production efficiency cap. So this is basically the speed that we are producing the things, the equipment. So when you come to production, as you can see, production efficiency cap is 65%, and if you increase this by 10%, basically you get 10% more speed to your production. But it takes a little bit of time until this kicks in. And what determines the speed of that kicking in is the production efficiency gain. And this is multiplied by just 1, because eventually you're going to reach the cap and it's going to stay at cap. So E2 is production cost, and this is multiplied by -5. Basically the same as efficiency cap, but we need to multiply it by a negative, because if you have a discount on production cost, that is beneficial, so we need to multiply it by a negative. And F2 times 5 is production output, which is basically the same thing as the cost. I know it's not the same, but basically the same. So this is going to be multiplied by 5. And G2 is speed. Speed is multiplied by 3, and so is armor. And I2 is just additive, which is defense. And J2 is soft attack. This is multiplied by 20. I think this is the most important value here. And K2 is hard attack, which is multiplied by 3, and piercing is multiplied by 2. So when I do this calculation, I get 505 for multi-role tank designer, because it has a lot of soft attack, it has a lot of speed, it has the production cost discount, it has the efficiency cap, it has a lot of breakthrough, which is like the most from all the other designers. So multi-role tank designer takes the cap here. And the worst one is mobile tank destroyer by far, because you basically get no soft attack, no hard attack, no piercing. Anyway, so I think this is the this is the definitive conclusion to tank designers when it comes to MIOs. But if you think if you value something differently than I value them, for example, you value speed more than soft attack or something else, you can just change these values. Let's say you want hard attack to be more important, so you change this 3 by 5, enter, and you double click this, and then you can compare the numbers then. So this is how you can do this yourself, but this is my calculation. It's up to you whether take this as is or make your own calculations, but I will share my Excel sheets for you to decide for yourself. And for medium tanks, I did the same calculation. It's exactly the same. The result is different though. We have 4 best MIOs, which are like basically the same: 515, 518, and 500. So infantry tank designer, tank refurbishment plant, mobile tank destroyers, and heavy machinery workshop are the best when it comes to medium tanks. And medium tank designer is the worst when it comes to it. That's a different outcome. But the problem is it doesn't provide any soft attack bonus. So I don't know how I can put this higher. So I basically can't. So even though it gives 15 production bonus, it's not that good, because soft attack is very important at the late game, at least. So it's up to you. Make your own calculations and for your own conclusions. This is my conclusion, but I'm not a tank player anyway, so let's continue. So for fighters, I calculated agility, range, air attack, ground attack, air defense, production efficiency gain, production output, and production output cost. And how I made the calculations is this. So B2, which is agility, times 3, range times 10, air attack times 20, air defense times 25, production efficiency gain times 2, production output times 20, and production output cost times -20, which is basically the same thing, because if you have a discount on cost, you get more stuff. So when we make the calculation like this, we get high agility fighters designer and standardized production to be the best MIOs for fighters, because they give a lot of this gives a lot of air defense, and this gives a lot of air attack, and also production efficiency gain and the production output cost, because fighters need to be cost efficient when they are trading with the enemy. So this is my conclusion, and these are definitely the ones that I'm gonna use from now on. And when it comes to CAS, my calculation is air defense times 5, ground attack times 20, range times 10, production efficiency gain times 5, production output times 20, and production output cost times -20. So with this, basically the same calculation, I get KISS aircraft designer to be the best, which checks out, I guess. And the worst ones are high agility fighters designer and general aircraft designer. So this is my conclusion to the MIOs. If you have anything to add, please let me know in the comment section. And I also want to point out one more thing. This is a bonus thing. I recently learned this, and you should know about this as well. So let's say, so when you are designing a medium tank, you can actually select one of these 4 designers. So we have a fast tank designer, medium tank designer, infantry tank designer, and tank refurbishment plant. So when we check this, we get maximum speed, breakthrough, soft attack for the equipment variants. And for the production line, we get production output, efficiency gain, efficiency cap, whatever. So the bonuses for equipment variant is the one that gets applied when you are making a design. So when you add the tank refurbishment plant to this, as you can see, we are only getting the ones that are applied to equipment. But, so when you check this, this has 15% production output for production lines, but has 15% breakthrough for the equipment variants. So this is not bad for the equipment, but bad for the production line. So let's say you're comparing this with the refurbishment plant. So this gives 5% breakthrough and 5% soft attack, but this gives 15% breakthrough and no soft attack. So let's say you want to focus on breakthrough when it comes to equipment, but production when it comes to the production line. So what you want to do is to make a medium tank. I don't care what it is right now, but what matters is you pick this, because this is gonna give 15% breakthrough for your tank, and then you save the tank. And when you are putting this into the production, you are not going to select the same medium tank designer. You are going to select the tank refurbishment plant, because this gives output and production cap. So you click this. So we are making tanks that are made by Astro Design Bureau, but we are producing them with the machine building plant. I hope I made that clear, because those two things are different. I have one more thing to talk about, which are the policies. If I go to this and add this policy, our cap is 60, and if I add this, our cap is now 65. And also, if you give policies to the equipment designer, you can also get some good bonuses. Reliability is not that important. Armor is okay, hardness is fine. So we can actually get 2% more breakthrough. We can also get minus 5% reliability, soft attack, hard attack, and armor, and also 10% to production cost. But this isn't 10% production cost to the tank. This is a 10% production cost to the equipments on the tank. So we can get defense and breakthrough, and after we apply this, this is gonna say, oh, we have an older version. Oh, this. There we go. Save. And this. There we go. So this is how you update your tanks and how you use the MIOs to make the best tanks possible and also the best planes possible. So if you have any questions about MIOs, please let me know down in the comments. And I hope this covers everything. So I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.